Okay, here's a word problem where they're wanting us to take some information and write the equation of a line. Right? This statement right here, write a linear equation, that's what tells us they want us to find the equation of a line. Now, normally we work with x, y when we want to find the equation of the line, but now they want us to work with a and c. They tell us to use a for your age and c for the number of cats. So the first question we have is, do we want to do AC or do we want to do CA? Right? Do we want the age to be the independent variable and the cats to be the dependent variable, or the other way around? Well, as long as the problem doesn't tell you you have to do it one way or the other, it really doesn't matter. Each of them will work. Okay, so let's make a decision. AC or CA? Well, how about if we do it in the order the words came? In other words, AC. Do you see how they told us the age was 10 years old, so we'll just do it in that order. He had 41 cats. C is 41. Similarly, 15-year-old, he had 71 cats. And that means our 2 points are 1041 and 1571. Now, I personally don't like changing my variables up. I've done x's and y's forever, and so I think what I like to do is go ahead and change everything to x's and y's, and then I'm going to change them back. But you've got to be careful if you do this, because you need to make sure you change them back correctly. So write down at the very beginning what is what. And I'm saying that A is 10 and C is 41. And so this is the statement that is important to write down. Your x is A and your y is C, so that when we come up with our equation, we know how to resubstitute the variables back in. Okay, so there's my 2 points. We're going to pretend they're x's and y's. And there's my table. We need to find the equation. First, we need to find the slope, right? 71 minus 41 on the top. You want to do the change in y's on the top, divided by changes in x, 15 minus 10. Turns out that's 6. So the slope is 6. We now know that it's supposed to be y is 6x plus b, and now we just have to find b. All right, so we do that by plugging in one of the points. I would prefer to choose the easiest point if possible, though both of them would work. I'm going to choose 1041 because I much prefer to play with 10 than 15. So anyways, we plug in 10 for x, 41 for y, and end up with this lovely equation, which simplifies to 60 plus b on the right-hand side. And when we subtract 60 from both sides, we end up with b is 19. And so we know, because we have our original equation and we know that b is now negative 19, we know that y is 6x minus 19. So that's our answer. But the variable's wrong, so we need to switch everything up. And this is why it's important to have written it down somewhere. So back at the beginning, if you remember, we said that xy was AC. So x is A and y is C. And so we're going to go ahead and substitute the appropriate variables. And so we end up with C equals 6a minus 19 instead of 6x minus 19. And that's our answer. That's what they're looking for. But the question is, are we right? So let's go ahead and check. So we need to make sure that when you're 10, your uncle has 41 cats. That means when you're plugging in the age is 10, right? I'm going to take 10 and plug it in right there. I get C equals 41. Yay, it's supposed to be 41. And of course, we need to make sure that this works also. 15 years old, he has 71 cats. What happens when we plug in A is 15? It does indeed equal 71. Double yay. We know we're right. And so this is the lovely answer to our problem.